Can you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's healthy. Right. That's what he's done. Maybe I made up.
So what's he want to do? I don't know scheduling.
Things ain't the same without a father.
So how can I schedule?
He said he moved here from Atlanta.
Because he didn't respond. So I'm trying to catch him before he leaves from getting that.
All the work was done.
Yeah, they wanted to take you to lunch, to dinner.
How you doing today? Tanya and Mr. James' birthday was today. How you doing?
Oh, okay.
I still don't. We have this conversation every time you send me a text.
Who is this?
I got to put it in. I never remember.
I'm bad at that.
Actually, I scrolled up and saw, oh, this is Shelley.
Whatever it is. It was better than ice cream.
Okay. Oh, Mardi Gras. You know, the wife owns some property on Ryan Street, and we normally be out there. So y'all welcome to tent up and do what you want.
On TV if we need to.
Yes. Yeah. They be having a lot of that. A lot of that. Yeah, y'all welcome, man. They be.
Well, I try to avoid.
Y'all know that I'm.
Okay.
I wore a uniform for a long time, and he will understand what I'm talking about. My wife likes to go, my grandkids, but I try to stay away from.
I'm talking about like when even for the small ones. Even when they have the small ones, y'all just wanna like a lot of times they call me, they back their trucks up
Where you at?
on Ryan and Chauvin. Right on side of the dialysis center.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was doing my lot. A lot of times they back it up where they can sit on the tailgate and just throw the candy,
Follow any instructions in the truck.
catch it in the truck.
I'll wave at you.
I might have to walk.
Oh no, I go out there one time.
Okay.
I go out there just for the Tuesday one. How you doing?
You doing, sir?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good.
I heard tell that we might be driving past.
Hey, what's going on?
Hopefully, come on.
He called me. Oh, good. Thank you. Hey, man. I'd call somebody else first.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough.
Good.
I mean, the variance is not that bad.
It might be frozen out.
That was a long talk yesterday, huh?
Oh, yeah, but it was interesting.
Yeah, but they probably grandfathered in from
As long as he ain't got to worry about the backside, he's still
He's plugging in.
You got to go to your mama house.
Okay.
you got King Street where
They used to have a
what's his name,
talking.
Mama States.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Not Chris Landry.
That exhibit is up
First house when you go down King.
Oh, yeah. So that's no Kingsley's after.
Yeah, that's King Street.
Really?
But I did.
Oh, wow.
Say,
Okay.
golly, I know that dog.
Go ahead, Lake Charles.
I told you.
I said Chibo is a restaurant.
You good on the school?
Chibo is a restaurant.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
How are you, man?
But it seems like it was colder here when I got here this morning than it was. Oh, no, we had a bunch of ice. I had to look for it. Still wasn't frosted. So I'm trying to help
Keep up with the deal. That's what that old girl.
Showed light.
Yesterday, but it felt cold because of that.
What's up, man?
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
How are you, Rusty? Good to see you, sir. Yes.
We'll call this agenda meeting to order. Mr. Fundell, lead us in the pledge. Mr. Young, you lead us in the prayer.
Yes, sir. Please bow your head with me. Father God, we come to you right now just thanking you for your presence in our life. Thank you for peace that passes all understanding, and for grace and for love. We pray that as we go about the business of the city, that we remember it's the people that we're serving, more so than creating budgets and just setting policies, that it's about the people. We ask all these things in your name we pray. Amen.
Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Renee.
One minute.
Just 1 minute.
1 minute.
Okay. You didn't know that? Good. As fast as we get 25 off, we get 25 on. Better than what it was, though. A lot better.
Okay, I'm sorry for the delay. Appoint a chairman to review bids for project number LR002, Salyer Street reconstruction, contingent upon receipt of facility planning and control authorization to advertise and amend the budget as necessary. An ordinance ordering demolition and authorizing the City of Lake Charles to enter into an agreement for demolition of a structure located at 1814 Eastern Street, Willie LaFleur and Josephine LaFleur owners. An ordinance ordering demolition and authorizing the City of Lake Charles to enter into an agreement for demolition of a structure located at 1610 Graham Street, Alan J. Mitchell, owner. There's another public hearing that should have been on this agenda. Public hearing and consideration of the Lake Charles Planning and Zoning Commission's decision to deny a request for a variance in order to construct a new restaurant with a 10-foot landscape buffer along both street frontages versus required 15-foot within a business zoning district at the northwest corner of West Prion Lake Road at Contraband Parkway.
That's a missing item that's between 3 and 4.
Ordinance is for final action. An ordinance accepting the lowest responsible bid and authorizing the City of Lake Charles to enter into an agreement for purchase of 2 new side loader refuge trucks for use by the Public Works Department Solid Waste Garbage Division. An ordinance to amend ordinance number 18189, creating Enterprise Boulevard Economic Development District of the City of Lake Charles, State of Louisiana, amending the boundaries thereof from which the incremental increase in existing sales taxes of the city will be used to finance economic development projects in accordance with and as authorized by Part 2 of Chapter 27 of Title 33 of the Louisiana Revised Statutes of 1950 as amended, and providing for other matters in connection thereto. With the foregoing, an ordinance authorizing the City of Lake Charles to enter into a professional services agreement with ADG Engineering. An ordinance authorizing the City of Lake Charles to enter into a professional services agreement with Alliance Transportation Group Incorporated. Another professional services agreement with Angel and Donahue Oil and Gas Properties. Another professional services agreement with Attackapah Services LLC. Another professional services agreement with Brose Architect. Another professional services agreement with Carbo Landscape Architecture. Another professional services agreement with Cohesion Architecture LLC. Another professional services agreement with Cope Associates LLC. Another professional services agreement with CSRS Incorporated. Another professional services agreement with D.W. Jessen and Associates LLC. Another professional services agreement with Fugro Consultants Incorporated. Another professional services agreement with C.H. Fenster Maker and Associates LLC. Another professional services agreement with Randy M. Goodlow Architect. Another professional services agreement with Grace Abair Curtis Architects. Another professional services agreement with Hunt Yuyat and Associates. Another professional services agreement with Kula Architecture. Another professional services agreement with Meyer and Associates Incorporated. Another professional services agreement with Moss Reed Architects LLC. Another professional services agreement with Peridian Engineering Services LLC. Another professional services agreement with Southland Environmental LLC. An ordinance enlarging the boundaries of the City of Lake Charles, Louisiana by annexing property generally described as 1600 Seabird Drive containing 4.08 acres more or less, defining with certainty and precision the territory to be included in the corporate limits of the City of Lake Charles, Louisiana, and otherwise providing with respect thereto. An ordinance designing zoning classification of business to property generally described as 1600 Seabird Drive, containing 4.08 acres more or less, defining with certainty and precision the territory to be included in the corporate limits of the City of Lake Charles, Louisiana, and otherwise providing with respect thereto. An ordinance assigning councilmanic District B to 1600 Seabird Drive, containing 4.08 acres more or less, defining with certainty and precision the territory to be included in the corporate limits of the City of Lake Charles, Louisiana, and otherwise providing with respect thereto. Introduction and final action of an ordinance authorizing the City of Lake Charles, Louisiana to incur debt and to borrow from the Louisiana Local Government Environmental Facilities and Community Development Authority an amount not to exceed $145 million for a term not exceeding 30 years at a rate not to exceed 6% per annum for the purpose of financing public improvements within the City of Lake Charles, approving the form and authorizing the execution of one or more loan agreements and other certificates, documents, and instruments, and providing for other matters in connection with the foregoing. This item is on for housekeeping purposes only. There was we needed a motion and a second on it, and we didn't get that at the last meeting. So it's not being a new item. A resolution approving the form and authorizing the execution and delivery of an amendment to that certain cooperative endeavor agreement dated as of July 1st, 2021 by and between the Enterprise Boulevard Economic Development District, the City of Lake Charles, Louisiana, and the State of Louisiana, and otherwise providing with respect thereto. A resolution accepting wastewater division operations, Bancroft Street sewer repairs as substantially complete and authorizing the advertising of the 45-day lien period. A resolution accepting wastewater division operations, Ryan Street sewer repairs as substantially complete and authorizing the advertising of the 45-day lien period. A resolution accepting project number CP 3491, 2024 sewer pipe bursting and ancillary infrastructure improvements as substantially complete and authorizing the advertising of the 45-day lien period. A resolution accepting project number CP 3176 Carbina at East McNeese Lift Station and force main replacement as substantially complete and authorizing the advertising of the 45-day lien period. A resolution accepting project number CP 3274 Goche Road Waterline Extension as substantially complete and authorizing the advertising of the 45-day lien period. A resolution authorizing the City of Lake Charles to advertise to receive bids, seal bids for project number CP 3309 Ham Reed Road Waterline Extension, Elliott Road to Big Lake Road with a companion ordinance. Introduction of an ordinance authorizing the City of Lake Charles to purchase property located at 1628 Cesar Street from the record owner. Introduction of an ordinance amending Section 12-15.3 of the City of Lake Charles Code of Ordinances relative to permitted uses. Introduction of an ordinance authorizing the City of Lake Charles to enter into a grant agreement with the Louisiana Land and Water Conservation Fund to provide funding for renovations and the extension of the Lakefront Boardwalk. Introduction of an ordinance accepting the lowest responsible bid. This one is a companion ordinance to the one for Ham Reed Road advertising. And that's all I have.
Okey doke. Mr. Fundale.
No, I don't have anything. Are we discussing what's on this?
No, sir. Any questions you directed to the administration or the department?
Turn off the TV.
Unless you have something information about it that you want them to give you prior to the next meeting. But we can't discuss it.
I just was wondering, never mind. That's it. I
That's
don't
it?
have anything.
Mr. Bilbo.
Today I just want to thank Buddy Young and Public Works. They contacted me this morning about some East Prairie Lake Road going behind Walmart. and they it was gonna be hard for them to do it, but it was so cold. They had some serious potholes. I had some complaints, and I contacted Mr. Buddy Young, and he took care of it. And they content for now. You know, of course, we're gonna have to do something better with the road, but we ain't got to worry about nobody busting tires and wanting to sue us. So I just want to tell Public Works, thank y'all. It was cold, so.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Mr. Wiesnow.
And look, this wasn't planned, but I have it written down here. I wanted to comment about Mr. Young. I contacted, everybody saw it on the news last night about the University Drive. I'm the one that contacted him first because I have a close friend that lives right there. And I know it was cold and it was ice and everything, but he was out there. He had a crew out there, turned over to DOTD. They didn't stop until they found the problem. So I just wanted to commend him and Public Works very much because they went above and beyond to take care of that. So.
They had a big giant piece of plywood over the drain.
Piece of plywood in the drain, in the pipe.
Yeah.
Not in the drain. So they really went way beyond what I think they should have. On the issue, I just wanted to ask, and President, tell me if it's inappropriate, but some of these projects that we're going into a 45-day lien period, some of them have a project number, some of them don't. Is that different types of repair projects? I'm just curious.
Yes, it's the CP projects or capital projects, so they are just different. It's how they're
funded?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so some of them are planned and some of them are not planned.
That's it. That's,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, I was just curious, I saw it on there. Just a few other things. I brought it up and I spoke to some of y'all not in a meeting about some of the rules associated with our city parks, about things you can do and things you can't do in a city park. And I know we have some ordinance that protect that, but we don't have any posting on any city parks that talks about it. And it was brought to my attention some months ago, and I just want to continue the discussion, because I think sometimes when it involves alcohol or firearms or what you can and can't do, it would be nice if we could post it. I'm sure the city police would appreciate it. That way they don't have to argue with somebody when they say there's no ordinance, or there is an ordinance but it's not posted or whatever. May help.
Two things about that, Mr. Wiesnow. Unless it happened during the hurricanes, every park used to have the no alcohol, no weapons type signs.
I haven't been by all the parks, but I haven't seen them at some.
When I came on board, we had Drew Park, just use that as an example, had 63. I'm not joking, 63 signs in a 2.5 acre. You have more signs per square foot than you do on the interstate. I condensed that. So all our parks actually do have every single thing ordinance-wise. It's a green sign, decorative, at all our entry points, and it covers everything.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I just wanted.
But
No fire, all of it.
but if you
Including it even has the parks at city, whatever website, or the email. So if you're frustrated with something, you can actually email us. You have a better way to connect with us. So all that's
Okay,
there.
I didn't know it.
but if you get a report, just give
Yeah,
them
I'll
Yeah,
check,
oh yeah.
make sure there's one there. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and lastly, I want to find out, you don't have to answer me today, how do we recognize somebody in our district that we think is just a good citizen? I'm new at this, so I don't know how to bring him up here and say, hey, I want to give him a recognition award or whatever for picking up trash or whatever. How do we do that?
I
So,
think you guys just invite them if you want to give them a certificate, a proclamation, or whatever.
And I don't know, that might be a good time, Mayor, for, in the last administration, we had a neighborhood award that they would give out periodically. I don't know if this administration is going to continue it,
I
but
would
that may
love
be
something
an
like that, yeah.
opportunity to continue.
Neighborhood
So,
award.
that's all I have, sir.
You can just contact Ms. Renee
Renee.
and get that on the
Yep.
agenda for.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Business, I was just going to suggest, if you have something like that, and you want to bring somebody before the agenda meeting, typically you would contact Ms. Renee. She would look at it and make sure that at that particular meeting, we don't have 4 or 5 of them, so it takes a lot of time. And if there's availability, we'll set it up on the agenda.
Okay, great, thank you.
And just for rule of thumb, generally it's, like picking up paper is the responsibility of the residents. I mean, if they do some,
Oh, no,
Like,
when
I
I,
don't
when
know.
I, when I take the opportunity to do this, you'll
Yeah,
see, this
okay.
guy goes way beyond
Yeah.
what a regular citizen
because we've had
is
we've had
responsible for.
everybody in here.
No,
that-
no,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
Good?
yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Young?
Thank you, Mr. President. My comments are just limited to litter, and I know that we kind of see an uptick in litter every year about this time because we're not mowing as often. And so I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank Marjorie Latig with Team Green. I know she's firing things back up, very much needed effort. And another point that I can share with my colleagues is the crew to clean up that they're organizing on February 21st. We're going to be encouraging Mardi Gras crews and just crews and family members and community members likewise to adopt sections of the street, get out there and clean that up, and let's give it a good spring cleaning in Lake Charles. That's it.
That's it. Okay, I got a few things. The first thing I want to bring to attention for the edification of the people on the council, there is a proper way to get something on the agenda. If you can't get it on the agenda within the time that you're supposed to get it on, it takes 4 votes to get something on the agenda. That's when you see Renee poll the council. Short of that, you can put it on at the agenda meeting. That's just for the edification of everybody that know. Union Baptist Church on 5th Avenue, they sent a message before, but they want no parking signs, not on the median, in the front of their church. Because they say when people coming out of the church, it's hard to see traffic coming because people are parking on the grass in front of the church. So I explained to them the ramifications of putting no parking signs on their property, and they're fine with it. So if we can get some no parking signs, that's on the east side of 5th Avenue. As soon as you pass 210, I forget what church it used to be, but it's right next to the car rental place.
Mr. Mark, what we'd like to do is go ahead and put an item on the agenda. I think we're going to post no parking signs in someone's parking area. It gives the police the authority to take action.
Okay, we can do that. That'll be fine. The houses on 18th Street that I reported last week, do we have an update on it? It was one, they were west of 2021 18th Street, I think it is. I reported 2 of them side by side. One of them has been posted since 2023. We've had trouble with that house, people going in and out of it. If you don't mind, you'll see it from last week's meeting. Yeah. It's 2 of them. They're right next to each other. One of them, the one that's furthest west, I don't know if it's condemned, but it looked condemned. But people could be living in it because it's not as bad as the one. It's right next to the purple house. You'll know it. I don't have the exact address, but we've been dealing with that house. It's been blue tagged, red tag, green tag, or whatever else tag they had. It's been on there.
Mr. Marks, I'm sorry, what was that street?
18th Street.
Yeah. It's by Old Park Elementary. Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly which house.
We've had that on several times.
I don't know the exact address, but next to the purple house, Robert went out and reevaluated, and it was tagged as an unsafe structure. And it will go before city council. The other one I'll have to check on.
Yes, right next to it.
Because I don't know the exact addresses to give you an update. So.
But Ms. Paula, while I have you up there, I wanted to bring special attention to all of the houses that have been on the list prior to, I would go as far back as 2023. I think we need to be doing something. I mean, I would be willing to expedite all of those and get them torn down. You know, because we've had a lot of them dragging. People come and say they want this done to it, or somebody's buying it or whatever. If there's any way we can go through the list and see, narrow those down, the ones that's been before 2023, because they've had ample enough time to do insurance or whatever it may do.
Right. I do go through the list once a week, and we weed out, we do re-inspections, and we weed out the ones that we need to. We send emails out for the ones that need to move forward. If they have, if the ordinances are too old, we have to bring them back before city council.
Do we have to?
Again, we've been told if the ordinance is over 6 months old, we have to bring it back before council.
But the ordinance, if it's over 6 months old, that means that it's past time to tear it down, right?
No, well, there was a circumstance why it stopped, why the process stopped. And we keep all the emails, we keep all the extensions that were asked, because once it gets an ordinance, we make no decision on that structure, the city council does. So if we're asked to stop, then we, of course, have to do an email to everyone to get permission to move forward. And if we keep on doing that and the ordinance, is over from 6 months to a year old or older, we have to start again.
Okay.
So there's a lot of reasons why some of them are still on the list. Like I said, I go through once a week. A lot of them do repair permits or an LA Restore or, demolition permits through a program or that we're still waiting on and stuff. But
If it's not too much trouble, I'd just like to give some concentration to those before 2023.
right.
You know, if we can get them
Yes.
off your list, that'll help us out even much.
Yes, sir, I understand. I do.
The other thing, I asked a couple of weeks ago, for the status of the sports complex to give the council approval documents from OCD. If we received approval documents, can somebody give us the status of that?
Yeah, I think HGA received the authorization for it. We did meet last week with Gina Campo from the Office of Community Development because she came down for the Mid-City Lofts grand opening. We got a chance to sit with her. She did confirm that that site was approved, so we'll get the documentation from you. I think HGA is tracking that down.
Okay, all right.
And in terms of the status, y'all had authorized us to do the request for qualifications, request for proposals. So we're still in the process of putting that together because obviously it's a specialized construction. So we're going to get qualified people to bid on that.
Being that I brought that up, any council have a question about that? Okay. The Entergy lights. I've reached out to Entergy several times, and I know they've been busy probably with the holidays and everything. But the lights in the village, if you remember, we had a couple of residents come and talk about it before. So if someone can give a little push to Entergy about coming, and all we really need is to change those lights out from the yellow ones to the LEDs. And now that those houses are being torn down now, even more so, because it's even darker there now. That's on the Roosevelt Street, the backside of Roosevelt.
Yeah, we talked to we didn't talk to them about the specific lights, but they're doing an assessment of the entire city now.
Okay.
And DOTD gave us the maps, as built-in maps for the I-10 corridor and the 170 114 corridor. So Entergy said they're going to go in. They're assigning teams to see what lights are out, and instead of waiting for a whole assessment, which we were worried about, they said as they're identifying those, they're going to start making replacements everywhere. So we should be seeing a lot of work on lights.
Now, Mayor, I don't know if you know or Mr. Cardone know, streets like Enterprise Boulevard, it seemed like it was more lights before the hurricane. But I don't know if they strategically doing it that way now, not putting as many lights, or what is going on with that?
Well, one thing that we've identified, sometimes it's not the lights, it's the electric boxes that go to them. We had a whole section of I-10 between the Shatter Street curve and the 171 curve that was out. We thought those were lights that need to be repaired. They went in and changed the boxes, but DOTD authorized Entergy to do that. Now they're in the process of fixing those lights. There's a strip, like, for instance, of the Enterprise extension where on the west side the lights are working, but on the east side they aren't. And we think that may be some of the problems too. So they're identifying all of that.
Yeah, well, when we're doing that, if we could possibly give emphasis to our high traffic areas, the Ryan Street, Prairie Lake, Louisiana Avenue, those lights would be much appreciated.
Mr. Marks, typically, they don't remove poles from streets. If they're there, we put lights on them. So I don't think the poles are coming down or taking poles down. What they are doing when they go back and replace the bulb, they're getting away from the old sodium bulbs and they're going back to the LED bulbs. So we have had a couple of calls where, this bulb went out and they put an LED bulb in, it's brighter than the rest of them. They don't go and change all of them out. Right. If a new subdivision goes in or a new street someplace, all those are upgraded to the new LEDs.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't aware that a lot of people own their lights. Like on my street, the light that went out in my alley, they told me I'm responsible for that light. So, I want my light on. So, I call them. I don't know if that's a situation with a lot of people.
No, actually, if they call the Mayor's Action Line, we get in touch with Entergy and tell them the locations, and they go out and change it.
And that'll work. Property standards. I know we're in transition right now, and I empathize with you, but I gotta report it. In Oak Park, we getting a lot more vacant cars in the yard. License plates off, cars just being parked. We had gotten away from that for a while. We were cleaning it up, but now it's getting back to that way. Even in some people's front yards, they're parking cars, and no license plate. So whenever we get started, we can get a push on those type of deals. Well, but I mean, I know y'all was training and all that. Okay, oh, well, I can bring the list back again, all right?
Hey, Craig.
Yes, sir.
I got in contact with the community police in Oak Park, and she said to call her personally when we have those issues.
Okay.
I'll give you the number.
I got it.
Because they respond faster because, to my understanding, that the property standards don't really take care of cars just left on the road. Is more so that's a police issue to actual the citations.
He's talking about in
I'm
the
talking about
yard.
yard.
He's talking about
When you
private
park a car
property.
in your yard, you can't leave that car there on the grass without a license plate, and then it has to be on the slab.
Yeah.
Well, you could have one operable vehicle parked in the yard.
To come and go, not to sit there for
Yes,
2
yeah,
Christmases.
yeah. So it has to be visibly inoperable for it to be a violation, but you can have one operable vehicle parked in the yard.
But Mr. Bibble, you
So-
all right when they park on the street like that, especially in our area?
No, I'm not right with it. I get calls on it every day.
No, I'm saying you right in what you said.
Oh, okay. No.
We don't have any jurisdiction over the street, the sidewalk, or the street curb,
Yeah,
so.
because a lot of people do it. They park lawnmowers and trailers and all that.
But
Yeah.
how can we get that changed that we don't need to be parking on the grass?
Well,
Well, you'd have to go in and get the ordinance
It-
changed, because that's what our city ordinance
in Oak Park, it
states.
is a city ordinance, not just in Oak Park, everywhere. But it has to be there for a certain amount of time. For instance, they can park it there and you might notice it for a week and they'll go move it.
Then
Because what police come do, they mark it to see if that car has still been
we're
there,
just playing a game.
playing the game.
So we can get it. It's something we can get changed that is no parking.
Are we talking about operable vehicles or inoperable?
Well, nothing with a tag or without a plate that. It's
Okay.
not whether you move it and
Yeah.
it's there. You're wrong because you can't
Right.
drive it anyway. It don't have a plate.
Right,
So I mean,
right.
you can't move it legally. How you gonna move it? It has no plate or no inspection sticker.
Well, we actually have city ordinances that take care of that, but the vehicle has to be operable for you to be able to park it on an unimproved surface. So the key word is inoperable.
That's
So,
having no
yes.
plate, though.
No, it could be a junk, wrecked,
Oh,
or
it could
there's
be-
like
it could
several
be-
definitions to inoperable.
It could be a running car if
So,
it doesn't have
yeah.
a license plate on it, it's inoperable because it can't legally
Or
be on the
flat
street.
tire that's been sitting there for a long
Yes,
period of
yeah.
time.
Or grass grown around it. The car could be dirty, showing signs that it's been there a while. There's a lot of definitions for inoperable vehicles.
Yeah, but a lot
That's
of
in
times,
the ordinance.
not to cut you off, Ms. Paul, like, I always say we got the rules, we have rules, like, I called the sergeant, they had 10 days to do something.
Right.
I mean, if it's been sitting there since Thanksgiving, why we gotta go give them 10 more days?
But
Well, there's
If I
just
may
sort of
say,
rules, yeah.
the experience I've had is some people won't report it. That car have been there sitting for however long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And finally get reported. Well, the days don't start until it's reported. And once it's reported, now you gotta watch and see on the 9th day, didn't they move the car a little bit? And now it's not in the same place no more. So it's all kind of stuff. to
Well,
it.
our process is that we bring it before administrative hearing and get a judgment from the hearing officer to be able to remove the vehicle from the private property. So that they have to have the citation in hand for 20 days before the hearing date. So ours does take a while longer. Our hopes is that whenever we tag it, that they give us a call and we tell them what they can and can't do with the vehicle.
So let me ask you this, Ms. Paul, in your experience, would it help if we shorten that time?
Well, that's not up to us.
Change your ordinance.
Yeah, well, I think Corey Rubin's the one that told us about in hand for 20 days. That's not stated in our ordinance. So I don't know where that came from.
Yeah,
That's
any
state
type-
law, I
yeah, you have to
believe.
give people adequate notice before any type of administrative action is taken. And
So, Mr. Stutes, can we look into that and see if we can shorten it legally?
Yeah, I can look into it, sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty certain we're probably
Can't.
gonna be limited because of the due process issues, we just can't show up in somebody's
Arbitrary,
yard and start
yeah.
towing cars without giving them due process notice. And
But if
so-
we can get past 20, shorter than 20, it would help.
That's possible. I'll look into that. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Bibble, you got something else? The other thing is, I'd like to get an update on the Civic Center. Are we experiencing problems with the construction from the parish courthouse? I know they said that they wouldn't be using the Civic Center to park vehicles and anything like that. Have we been approached? Are we seeing a trend with them having to use the Civic Center?
Well, we've approved them to use the event center for parking for vehicles, not the construction material and stuff.
Talking about like during the workday?
Yes, sir. So they've been approved to do that. There's a stipulation in the agreement that says if we need that for some reason, we can give them notice and they'll move it, and they did that. They've done that for us in the past, but we've given them authority to do it. There's a designated area, and at this point, it hadn't created any issues for the city.
And that's only during the workday, correct?
Yes, sir. Well, that's when they're open, during the workday, yes.
Well, I just wanted to be sure with Mardi Gras season and all that.
We have had one issue because people coming across to the assessor's office because of the construction and everything else, they were having some issues. But the parish is actually putting together a plan to put up some sort of signalization and marking to make sure that the traffic can cross that area safely.
Can we keep that after they do it?
We can
Probably.
I mean, I want to know if it's temporary or just for the construction. It's going to be out.
They have made an agreement. We have an agreement with them. They're purchasing it. They've purchased it. We've signed an agreement, and we will man it. And we actually approved what they purchased.
It's going to be a permanent fixture.
Yes.
Okay. Good deal. Appreciate it. The other thing, the road project that we talked about, we gave approval for. Mr. Stevens came and asked where the machine's supposed to be going around. Has it started? What's the status of it?
That project started around November with a 6-month completion time on data collection. We are approaching completion on the data collection, and then we have to analyze, rate the roads, and then from there we'll have to develop a maintenance plan going forward.
So will the council get a list of that data collection, for the hierarchy of which streets are bad? So we'll know.
Yeah, all that data is going into a web-based software called iVision, and I'm sure we can probably share with you that information, whether it's the web access itself or spreadsheets, visuals, that kind of thing.
I think the documentation would be good because I know, like in my district, for instance, I might think one of my streets is mandatory because I've been looking at it so long, but according to the ranking, it might be 20-something.
Correct.
So if we knew that as far as councilmen, we'd have a better gauge on what we want done at the end of the year when we turn in our list.
Yeah, when that project's complete, I'm more than willing. We can sit down and go through all of the data and have a discussion.
And our goal is, Mr. Marks, when we meet with the council members prior to doing the budget, the capital budget each year, is to have that list. And because y'all have a lot of calls, we have calls, we go through that, then we have the evaluation sheet, and we'll sit down with you and tell you where those projects rate at the time of approving the 5-year CIP and the budget.
Okay. The other question is, it was for the mayor or the administration. Prior to this administration taking over, maybe a year left into the last one, we had a rash of gas station wanting to open up. I did my own little study within my district in a 2-mile radius. If you start from McNeese Street on Highway 14 to Oak Park Boulevard, make a left on Oak Park Boulevard to Enterprise, a left on Enterprise all the way back up to McNeese and back to where we started. Within that little 2-mile radius, we had 14 gas stations. Now, I do believe the gas stations in some areas will be beneficial, but I've had people call me wanting to open them up again. There's no moratorium on it. We have no blockage on it. I don't know if we ever got through. We were supposed to put some language in where people couldn't open gas stations within a certain radius of each other. We're going to have to do something because they're legitimate businesses and we can't keep stopping them, just because I don't want them in my district.
Mr. Marks, y'all adopted an ordinance, I believe it was last year sometime, that strengthened that. It had setbacks. There was a fee for putting the tanks in.
Right.
So I don't know if Mr. Bergier is here, but we can get you a copy of that ordinance.
And I remember the ordinance, but I don't think it didn't say whether or not we could have 10 on one street. You know what I'm saying?
It did not do that. It required deeper setbacks, larger lots. It had stipulations in place that limited it without limiting it.
Right.
But we could get a copy of that to y'all.
Yeah,
if y'all want to revisit it, we can revisit it.
Give it to the council. And I think we need to revisit it because I mean, we got some gas stations on Fifth Avenue that's not even open, but they're holding the slot. I mean, they own the lot, but if somebody else want to come put a functioning gas station there, you know, why shouldn't they be able to do it? Other than that, that's all I have. Any more questions or complaints?
Mr. Billboard, I think, huh?
No, I went already.
Oh,
Yeah, I was quick. I was quick today.
oh, that's quick.
All right, if nothing else from the council, this is the time of the meeting where we hear from the public. We have a couple of cards. Right now, we have our regular, Mr. Miles Brown.
Don't mess with him. Be nice.
Mr. Brown, just for FYI, you only have a 3-minute this week. Sure. It's only one card. Nobody else donated no time this week. Oh, no, right here. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you got another one. That's 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Mr. Kenneth gave minutes. Oh, this one too. We only got Mr. Brown. You got 9 minutes, Mr. Brown, but you're the only
I don't think
resident.
his other guy's here.
Who's that?
The donation of time.
Is Kenneth Gay here?
He's not here.
Wait, you can't get his time.
But they have to be here in order to.
Yeah. Yeah. If that's the case, we can get a note from the mom, you know? Terrence Prudham. Mr. Prudham is here. So you got 6 minutes.
Okay.
If you need more, we can always give you more.
That's fine. Miles Brown, 10204 4th Avenue. I know over the past month, legal department's been working on public records and they're trying to do some big overhaul. And I don't know what that means, but I do remember over the past 2 weeks, you told me, Council President, if there was any records that have not come in over a certain period of time to give you a copy.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to do that, but I just wanted to bring up how these things will continue to happen. Now I have copies here showing you that I've made this request. I have multiple actually, over about a month, and I got a copy, and I'm still not getting acknowledgement or any type of response after a month.
Okay, if you don't mind, Mr. Brown, can you give that to us? Give us till the next agenda meeting, which is 2 weeks from now. Let us look into it. It may be some valid reasons. I don't know what the excuses are, but I want to have time to get with legal to make sure that, hey, whatever the reason is, it's a legitimate reason.
And I'll say this, I know this is just one example, but I know I've made 3 examples over the past month, but there's plenty of them, a list of where I'm not getting no responses. And the only reason I'm bringing it up too, because I know y'all working on it, but I had a video, but he said that it's not working. Okay. But I wanted to explain to you, I hate that the video's not working. I wanted to show y'all how a lot of times I bring up something and I'm corrected that it's not correct or whatever the case may be, but I have it on video, and if anybody needs to see it, it's the December 30th meeting and the meeting 2 weeks ago where the city attorney stated that they don't have to have an acknowledgement for a public records request. Meanwhile,
what you mean?
They don't have to acknowledge a public record request. That's what, and it showed in the video, meaning.
He said it don't have to be acknowledged.
It has to be acknowledged. That's what he stated. Meanwhile, 2 weeks later, he said that it has to be acknowledged within 3 business days. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because here it is, it's your city attorney telling you one thing, and then I get corrected even though I didn't do the answer.
But didn't he correct it?
He corrected it 2 weeks later.
Okay, but he corrected it.
But my point I'm making is that a lot of times people are saying stuff out the whim and saying, oh, it's not true, it's not true. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it is true. And I'm just warning you as council members that not just city attorney, but just anybody, that just because someone has this high status or they got this fancy degree or whatever the case may be, that what they're telling you is not always true. Mm-hmm. 1 + 1 = 2 no matter who it is.
Okay, let me inject right there, Mr. Miles. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but I also understand that people make mistakes. I do understand that we have a new city attorney, we have a new administration, and the legal field is different in the city when you're dealing with regular legal. So just because someone says something doesn't mean that it's intentionally trying to be misleading. It just, you got to learn that particular thing.
Well, you know, over these past few years, I always get these constant mistakes. You know, like last week, how you mistakenly forgot to call my card up until it was the last minute, and that's happened at least 5 times.
So let me stop you right there. So you think, I just want to know your opinion. You think I mistakenly called your card last because of what?
No, 9-month period. It's not just one time, or it's like, oh, mistakes happen. These things are constantly happening.
But as well,
I don't know.
Today, I don't know. said you didn't have no minutes. And I didn't read that section where they
I'm
had
not
to
talking
fill it
about
out.
today.
But I'm saying today was a mistake.
didn't
So
think it was a
that
mistake.
can happen more than once?
No, it's happened 5 times over
But
the past
I'm
9
asking
months.
you, can it happen more than once?
It can, but I figured that, like you stated on August 12th, that mistakes happen, but we got to correct them as we go.
Right,
It seems
you're right.
like these mistakes are continue to happen, and even whenever they're trying to get corrected. So that's my point that I'm trying to make. So I'm just asking, as far as the request, I can give all 5 of you a copy just to show you as an example, but there's multiple times that these things that keep on happening. So I just ask that, that y'all work diligently on making sure these records are done properly. I don't know why I continue to get ignored or my stuff gets lost or inadvertently missed. I haven't done nothing wrong or illegal, but I just making sure that things are just done right properly. So that's all I'm bringing up. But
And I just want to assure you that nobody, I can only speak for me and what I've experienced in going on the 5th year that I've been on the council.
Okay.
You've been doing this quite a bit, which I admire, but nobody is going out the way to stop you.
happened. That's happened before.
I
But
see
it's
how
got
mistakes
corrected.
happen.
It's got corrected.
Okay.
But the thing
You're
is,
right.
these things are constantly happening, and like I said, there's times where time and money gets wasted when we're told
Right.
that things are going to get fixed. Even as a council, I know a lot of times you as council, y'all bring up stuff. And there's laws, not policies, and I can show you all 5 of you or 7 if they were here, or even if I got your emails, show you what I'm referring to. So
Okay, but you have copies right now, right?
yes, I have 3 copies. So
Can we have those copies?
yes. And
Go on
who
to
do
your
I
next
give-
one while we're doing that. Assuring you that we're going to do our best not to make mistakes again, Mr. Miles.
Okay, that's all I ask.
All right.
Thank y'all so
Appreciate
much.
you.
Y'all have a good day.
All right. Any other comments? Meeting adjourned.